Hello, folks, and welcome to the Counting Sheep podcast. This is episode 65, and my name is Ruth, and I am the host of these shenanigans. And I come to you from my little corner in Vermont, here in the United States. And here it has been snowing, and it is going to snow some more. So I welcome you to my little corner here of YouTube, where I get up to all sorts of things having to do with yarn and fiber, mostly in the crocheting and knitting realm, but I also do some spinning as well. Sometimes I do some sewing, but this podcast is not really about sewing. Yeah, it's been very wintry here in Vermont. I live on a small sheep farm with my husband. We have 3 sheep. We have some chickens, and we also have a golden retriever, Cooper, and a house cat, Dora. So if any of that sounds like of interest to you, I welcome you to join me. And if you like to hang around, hit that like and subscribe button, and you'll be notified. Hit the bell, and you'll be notified of when I put up new episodes and that sort of thing. Where I can be found on the socials, I just want to let you know I am Rabbit Lady on Ravelry. And I am Counting Sheep at Sunrise Hill. That's all one word. And that's on Instagram and Threads. Excuse me. And I am also Counting Sheep on Facebook. I also have an email if you'd like to contact me that way. That is Sunrise Hill Farm and Crafts at gmail.com. And if my editing person is on the ball, I'll put all of that up here on the screen. So yeah, so that's where I can be found there. Also, one little admin-y thing, my international person got back to me. If you recall, I had a little 500 subscriber giveaway over the last 2 podcasts, last 2 episodes, and my international person got back to me, but not my US person. So my US winner was Valerie Bishop. 561, I believe she goes by. I'll put it on the screen here. If Valerie, if you could just email me your information, that would be great. You are the winner of this beautiful set from Hope Made Yarn, this beautiful sock set called Winter Sunrise. And I'd like to get that out to you if I could. So yeah, just shoot me an email, please. That would be great. What I'm wearing right now, you've probably seen this before. This is called the Stockholm Slipover by Petite Knit. And I knit this up in my own farm yarn, which was, I actually had this mill spun. This is not my hand spun. So we have quite a few small mills here in Vermont. And I had this done up in a fingering weight one year. This is from a sheep who's no longer with us. His name was Robin, and he was mostly Shetland. We think he may have gotten a little bit of Romney in his background because he was kind of a huge Shetland. Shetlands tend to be on the smaller stature, and he was quite tall for a Shetland. So we think he might have gotten some other genetic material in there somewhere. But anyway, I'll stand up. I'll show you. He's had a nice smoky gray color to him. So yeah, this is a nice pattern. And it's a nice light layer to wear, and it's good for, adding just a nice layer, for, going out, and if you want to wear a jacket over, and keeps your ribs warm, keeps the middle section warm. And if you're really into vests like I am, it's a really nice piece to make and to wear. So yeah, highly recommend. Yeah, Petite Knit, she does a nice pattern. So Okay, so I usually start off with crochet and then I move into knitting, and then I'll talk about spinning if there is any spinning. I have been doing a little bit of spinning this past week, but it's kind of some old stuff that I've been working on already that I've shown. I did get some new stuff from Dirty Girl Fibers, who is a local Vermont gal, but I haven't started on that yet. So I don't have anything for new and spinning this time around. However, I am going to be going to a getaway weekend in Freeport, Maine this coming weekend. It's called Spa Weekend. It's kind of a weekend for fiber artists, but it's really kind of it kind of flies under the radar. Um, a lot of, if you know, it's kind of a word of mouth type of place up in Freeport. We kind of, there's 3 hotels in Freeport, the Hilton, the Harrisseekit, and then there is, forget what the name it is. It's, the Hampton Inn. And those 3 hotels kind of put us up, and a lot of the stuff happens at the Hilton, but then there's a fashion show on Saturday night at the Harrisseekit where you can show off the stuff that you've made. There is the vendors are hang out at the Hilton, so there's one big ballroom where they are, and they are there Friday night, all day Saturday, and half of Sunday. But there are a lot of places in all 3 hotels where we just go there and hang out and spin and knit and crochet or do any kind of fiber arts. There are people there to, all of us are kind of helpful, and if you're having trouble with something, there's always somebody there to kind of help you out. And it's really a great kind of midwinter pick-me-up, like it's kind of like a midwinter mental health weekend for a fiber artist. So that's how I look at it. Gets you out of the house, you don't have to cook, and it's just a nice getaway for a fiber artist in the middle of the winter. So yeah, I always enjoy myself. I can't even recall how many times I've gone now, how many years I've been going. So it's really nice to get out and be amongst all the fiber artists. So yeah, so that's what I'm going to be up to in terms of shenanigans coming up. So all right, without further ado, let's get into the fiber stuff. So first off, in crochet, I want to show you the very slow progress I'm making in my Lola cardigan. If you recall, this is the cardigan I started for Advent when I was opening up my Advent yarn calendar. And that is from the Toad Hollow girls down in New Jersey. The Toad Hollow girls are 2 sisters who dye yarn. And I got a 24 day Advent from them, 20-gram skeins of fingering weight yarn. I opened one up per day during Advent, and this is the project that I chose to make with those Advent colors. Now, this is obviously the picture that's the pattern on the pattern, but this is also another picture that I'm basing my inspiration on of the sweater. So I thought, using all those colors in this garment was where I was headed. So anyway, I am on the sleeves right now and just going kind of slow with the sleeves, making sure that I have enough yardage left in the balls of yarn that I have to make sure that to do the sleeves, and I do. But what I'm doing both sleeves at the same time. So once I have one color done on one sleeve, I'm taking that color and bringing it over to the other side and doing the same color there, and then mixing in my main color so that it all kind of works together. So, and so here's where I'm at with with the sleeves. So I think I was probably just up here the last time. But like I said, I'm working both sleeves at the same time. So here I am on the other side, obviously, and here's the next color that I'm working, this kind of brownish color. Yeah, I think one of these I was playing a little bit. I felt like I was playing yarn chicken with. And so I think I ended up actually weighing the yarn to make sure that I had enough. Yeah, I think it was this brown color actually. Yeah, it was this brown color. And I wound up with maybe 2 or 3 yards left of the brown color, but that's okay. I made it. Your kitchen scale is your friend when it comes to yarn chickens. So so that worked out just fine. I'm really loving this sweater so much. And in terms of yarn, I still have quite a bunch left, so I should be able to get the sleeves done. And then this skein over here, I'm sure I've shown this to you before. This was the skein that I opened up on the 25th day of December, Christmas Day. And so I'm still kind of on the fence about what I'm going to do with this, whether I'm going to use it to do, you know, make the button bands and then the finishing around the bottom, leave it out altogether and do something different for the button bands. It will depend on how much of this I have left over, whether I want to use all of this up, you know, in the cardigan. This one is called, oh yeah, here it is, Bears and Wildflowers, Denali National Park. So they ended with Denali National Park in Alaska for their last skein. Each one of these represents an inspiration from one of the national parks in the United States. And they gave out this card at the beginning to show which parks that they were inspired by. So yeah, that's my Lola cardigan and my little inspiration behind it. So it's gonna be a beauty. I'm just kind of taking it slow, you know, slow crafting is best. So I'm not planning on doing any decreasing in the sleeves as I work down. I kind of like the positive ease that's in the sleeve right now. So I'm trying it on as I go to make sure that I still like it as it goes. That's always good. And top down, obviously, that's the beauty of making a top down, is that you can try it on as you go. Yeah, so that's the Lola. Very nice garment there. All right, so moving on, I have some progress to show you in my next piece. And this one is from the Journal of Scottish Yarns. This is their latest edition, their issue 8. This is a wonderful journal. And this is called the Melrose Vest. And I think I showed this to you before. This is a Tunisian crochet vest. And yeah, 2 different colors there. And it's done in pieces, front and back. And of course, this is my Tunisian crochet hook here. I think it's a 4.5. The yarn I'm using is a DK weight yarn. And it's from West Yorkshire Spinner. And it's called Morris, DK Morris. So this is the main color, and it's called Marigold. And then this is one of the contrast colors, which will also be the bands, the neck band and the bottom band, Bluebell. And then this kind of brownish red is called Saffron. So those are my 3 colors. Now I almost have the back done. And I want to show it to you. I did some shaping for the sleeves. So there's the shaping on the sleeves there. On this side as well. I just have a few more rows to go here and then do some shoulder shaping. But this is the back. As you can see, this is the band on the bottom. Definitely needs a little blocking, of course. But just loving this pattern. It's just really, really gorgeous. Just such a tapestry, you know, just a woven tapestry that you get with Tunisian crochet. There's such a variety that you can get when using different colors. For one thing, I mean, this is just three different colors, and you're using only one color per pass. And if you're not familiar with Tunisian crochet, there are 2 passes per row. There's a forward pass where you're picking up stitches, and then there's what's called the return pass where you're working off those stitches. So as you can see, I don't have any raw stitches right now because I've already worked a return pass. So I'm actually getting ready to pick up stitches right now. So I only have 1 stitch over here, I believe, that I just have, I have a, what most people would call a progress keeper, with a, you know, a lobster claw, keeping that 1 stitch on hold until I can put my hook back into it to pick up stitches along the next row. So I'll put my hook in and then pick up stitches and then work them off. So that essentially is what Tunisian is. Now, if you look at the back, it just looks like what it is, 1 color per row. But because of the way you're manipulating the stitches, it looks like this on the front. And I just love it. I'm such an adoring fan of Tunisian crochet, and it really is having its moment right now. I've been picking up different things, you know, different magazines and stuff like that, and all of a sudden it'll pop up, you know, like, this is Tunisian, you know, and like with this one, when I picked up the journal and saw it, I had to do a double take. I was like, what is that, you know? And yeah, it is crochet. So yeah, very, very, very nice. So this is almost done. The back is almost done. And then I will go to the front, and the front, like I showed you, has a V-neck to it. When you're doing a V-neck, you do have to, you know, stop, and then you have to kind of break the yarn. And it's kind of like with knitting, do one side and do the other side second and that sort of thing. So like anything, but the directions are wonderful, very clear. She very much is good at, you know, telling you where to go, where to stop, where to break the yarn, the whole 9 yards. So yeah, so highly recommend if you're thinking about starting to learn how to Tunisian crochet. I wouldn't start with this pattern. I would start with something easy with 1 color, but it's very addicting. Once you start, I would pick up a Tunisian stitch dictionary, and you can go to town from there, you know, and just really start small. You know, I had somebody ask me, where do you start with it? And you know, you can start with just a square, you know, and then go from there and learning the different stitches. So yeah, so I've had a lot of fun with that. All right, so yeah, that's the Melrose Vest, and that is in the Journal of Scottish Yarns, and that is issue 8. All right, let me put that over here so it's out of my way. And then finally, I wanted to show you, I made some progress on my little nephew, my grandnephew's vest. It's called the Textured Rib Cardigan. I'll make sure things don't fall on the floor here. This is a sweater I've made for him before when he was a little guy. He's now 2, and yeah, this is a pattern I test crocheted, and this is a pattern by Oksana Sorokin. So there's the little sweater there, little cardigan. This is worked vertically. Is that right? So side to side, I want to say, you know, whereas it's not worked from the bottom up. It's worked from side seam to middle. Does that make sense? I probably confused everybody just now. When last we spoke, I had this side done, and I was starting on the other side, and so I do have that one done as well. This is the side that got the buttonholes. And so yeah, I got those done, as you can see. So there are the buttonholes. So those are 4 buttonholes there on this band, and then once you put the band around the neck, it gets 1 more buttonhole up here. I didn't work in any of my ends yet. But this is very stretchy and very textured and very warm. I can see where this traps a lot of air and will keep him very warm. Making the 3 to 4-year-old size because I want him to get some good wear out of this. And yeah, he's very active, so I've chosen 100% acrylic so she can throw it in the washing machine and dryer. This is from Mary Maxim. It is their 100% acrylic rag. I didn't bring the ball band up here, but that's what it's called. It comes in a couple of different colors, but as you can see, it's like this barber pole, white and blue. And there's 2 different hook sizes, so you use one for the ribbing, which is a 3mm hook, and then for the ribbing on the button band and the bottom, and then for the regular body of the cardigan, you use a what is it? Oh, 4mm. Yeah, 3 and 4mm hooks you use. So yeah, progress. So I just need to do the back and the sleeves and then sew it all together. Hoping to find some buttons, some cute buttons, maybe this weekend. When I look for buttons, usually I look for things that are not suitable for a child. So this weekend I'm going to have to keep that in mind and see if I can find something. It calls for 3/4 inch buttons, so yeah, look for something cute for a small boy. But yeah, this goes really fast when you concentrate on it, and this is a well-written pattern as well. All right, so that was the Textured Rib Cardigan by Oksana Sorokin. All right, and then on to whips for knitting. I wanted to show you my socks. I couldn't remember how far I was the last time I showed you my socks. And I know I had mentioned that I had wanted to make 1 pair of socks a month for this year, and I'm not sure that's going to happen. It might be 1 pair of socks per 2 months because we're almost at the end of February now, and This pair, well, let's just say all I have to do is the leg. And I have a week left, or less than a week left, to get that done. Maybe it'll happen. Anyway, this is a yarn I got from a vendor that I saw up in Quebec City, not this past December, but the December before, when I was there for the Christmas market. And I'm kind of happy. I found out that she is going to be at Twist Festival in August, which is in Quebec, but it's actually to the west of Montreal. And actually, we're actually thinking about going. My husband and some friends of ours. So yeah, and I heard she's going to be there. This vendor here. So I am not going to even attempt to butcher that name. But yeah, she's going to be at Twist. So that's good news. So maybe I will darken her doorstep. So here are my socks. I think maybe I made some progress, or maybe this is where I was the last time I showed these to you. But so the foot, and basically I turned and I've got the heel done, and heel gusset, yeah, what do they call it? Heel flap and gusset's all done. So now all I have to do is the actual leg of the sock, and I'll have my nice pair of socks. Yeah, I get stuck on socks, and that's why I do them 2 at a time. I really like wearing handmade socks. There's nothing like it. They're so nice and warm, especially with the winter that we've been having. I have been wearing my handmade socks up a storm. They're the first thing I grab anymore, and nothing warms your feet like wool. Nothing warms your body like wool. Excuse me. And I just adore them. And this is such a lovely yarn, and she dyes so well. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to being able to get my hands on more of her yarn. So yeah. I'd be interested in knowing if any of you or a lot of you knit socks. How do you knit socks? Do you do 1 at a time? Do you two at a time? Do you use just 1 circular needle, or do you do 2 circs, double points? I used to do double pointed needles. Like I said, if I do mine 1 at a time, then I'll only have 1 sock. But I'm interested in what people use too. I know a lot of people like the shorty sock needles, the real small ones. I've never been really comfortable with the real shorty sock needles. I think they take a lot of getting used to, especially if you're used to having a lot of real estate to hold on to, a lot of needle real estate to hold on to is what I'm saying. So I think it's all what you're comfortable with, but I'd be interested in finding out how you feel about that sort of thing in terms of knitting socks. So yeah, that's my lack of sock knitting progress. But anyway, I wanted to show you what I'm thinking about casting on. I wanted to cast on today, but got kind of sidetracked with the Melrose Vest. Once you get going with something like the Melrose Vest, it kind of sucks you in, but this guy, I've been wanting to start for a while, this little knitting project. If you recall, if you've been with me for a while and you did Vlogmas Vlogmas with me for 2024. One of my Advent kits that I was opening up was from Susan B. Anderson of Barrett Wool. And she had a nice little Advent calendar to open up that was kind of a short thing. I kind of opened the box and showed you the pieces of the box. But anyway, I just got the yarn wound up from that box a year later. What, can't rush these things, But anyway, here's some of the wool. But I figured since, it's still snowing here in Vermont and it's due to snow more, that winter's is far from being over, that I thought I would make a snowman. And since she has released this pattern, I feel comfortable showing it to you. So in case you guys want to make one, you can too. Now, I checked this morning on her website. She does not have the kit in stock right now, but she does have the pattern. So if you want to buy the pattern, it is available, and then kind of source your own yarns for it. That is certainly an option. So anyway, this guy's called the Friendliest Snowman. Isn't he cute? Oh, so adorable. And he's been peeking out and looking at me for the past week or so and saying, you got to knit me. You got to knit me. Anyway, he came last year with this Advent box that I got from her. Yeah, the 2024 Advent box. And he is supposed to be knit. I got the yarn with it, with this whole thing. Really cute bag. Let me show you the bag properly here. So really cute bag. See, picture of him and snowballs. It was called the Good Tidings kit. That's what she calls her Advent. Yeah, so this guy is made with the Barrett wool, the yarn, held together with a strand of mohair yarn, which she includes. So it's been a minute since I've held mohair yarn with anything together. I used to make mittens with a strand of wool yarn and a strand of mohair held together. And then I would felt them in the washing machine. I guess fold is the right term for that. And they were great mittens. I used to make a whole bunch of them for family and friends. Yeah. So you knit them really big and then you fold them in the washing machine. So it's been a minute since I've used mohair, but I don't have any problem with it. I just, it's been a while. But I'm looking forward to starting this. I meant to do it this afternoon, but I think maybe I'll start it tomorrow when it's snowing again, because it's appropriate. But anyway, she has other little guys in here too. Her little folk. So she has enough. She provided enough yarn for all of these little patterns she included. So here's the little folk pattern. And I do believe all of these patterns are now available on her website as well. So these little guys. And then also these little birds. So cute. Yeah, so this should be fun. Yeah, I can't wait. I'm going to delve in. I've always liked Susan's patterns. They're very well written. Most people will tell you that everybody loves a Susan B. Anderson pattern. So stay tuned for that. That will be on my needles soon. And I might even take it to spa with me. Although a lot of times when I go away on these weekends, it's probably best just to bring a stockinette pattern so you can talk to people and not have to think too much. So I think the snowman requires a little bit of thought. So we'll see. But yeah, I'm looking forward to doing that. So I even have a little DPN case because I have to bust out some DPNs to make this guy. So with little Starry Night on it from Van Gogh. So I've got that ready. I just have to get my DPNs ready for this. So anywho, so that's knitting plans coming up. Maybe I should just bring my socks and get those done so I can concentrate on the Friendliest Snowman next. So that should be on my plans. So anyway, I think that's going to do it for me this time around. It's been great to check in with all of you. I hope you are all doing well. Please stay safe, and yeah, let me know what you're up to. Let me know what you're making. I always enjoy your comments. I enjoy hearing from you, and I enjoy your support. Yeah, keep crafting, and I will see you in a couple of weeks with some footage from spa. All right, take care now. Bye-bye.